So we really wanted to start a place where we wanted to be really involved with the local community. You know, we felt in other communities we experienced a little of a close, a little bit of a wall, you know, and we really wanted to be involved with the local and what's happening, you know, and know the neighbors and really try to help out as much as we could. The first intention was to actually do kind of a respite, a place where people with special needs could come for vacation, do summer camps and things like that. Because being in different other life-sharing places, it was a real need. Many house parents or many people with special needs that don't have family anymore after being at the same place for a long time. You know? And because we had lived in different places, even before we started Hearbeet, people used to come and visit us. We rented many houses, trying to figure out what we want to bring, what we want to do it with our life. But so we always had really good friends wanted to come and spend Christmas with us or come visiting during the summer break or Easter. So we know there was a need. We lived in the area for quite a few years until someday we saw this farm and that was it. We knew this is what we belong. We got to find a way to start something
It was also, we were at a pretty serious moment in our lives. I had finished my degree and had thought I would work, you know, with struggling families, and Jonathan was working for money and really disturbed by that process. It was just, our lives were so discombobulated, and yet we're trying to form a family, and there was really the question, how do we serve our lives? How can we live in service in a way that feels good for us? And we really both were carrying that pretty profoundly. And out of that questioning for about 6 months, both of us just really saying, wow, we're young, we're vital, we have all this energy for the world, and it feels like it's just kind of seeping out of us in what we're looking at instead of really coming into our lives with the force we knew we had. And it was out of that question we started to look at farms. Kind of the tail end of 6 months of asking that question, we literally, I remember driving to his job and just saying, you just got to quit your job. We're going to do what we want to do. We're going to be able to do it. We have no money, but we'll figure it out. And we just had the sense, I ended up writing letters out to the Camp Hills and having them confirm how many people they would send to us per year.
Research,
a bunch of research,
who
and
would
we
use this service.
Yeah. And then
I always had a very high, deep interest in agriculture. That's how I met anthroposophy. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but it was true biodynamic agriculture. For me, just after high school, I was, oh my gosh, this is my life saving, you know? Just true. I went to public school. It was a real struggle all the time until I met biodynamic agriculture, and that was kind of a path for me. But also now we met the owner. We had no money. We had a pickup truck. We had $5,000 for collateral at the time. We told Mr. Bronner, the saving key was that Mr. Bronner, he was already in his 80s, had a daughter with special needs. And as a family had moved down to Connecticut because there were better services there at the time. So our ideas, it could relate. It's, you know, it was just ideas, but it's something that I wish could have happened for his daughter. We had a lot of conversation, and he really made it happen for us in the sense that he gave us, we did $10,000 down payment. That it was our first big fundraising.
I read about a guy in the paper, and I drove down to his house. Hey, you want to give me some money?
Who was that?
He worked for McDonald's.
The guy invented the Happy Meal.
Yeah.
That's how he made
I got a $10,000 check and a huge box of Happy Meal toys.
We were saying that with a $10,000 down payment. And then
we had 10,000. We had also raised already 10,000. So it was 21,000. I remember we paid for the year.
We rented the farm for 1 year, and within that year, we had to create the non-for-profit organization and fundraise enough money so we could do a down payment and find loan money somewhere else. The only way we were with the Rudolf Steiner Foundation before they moved to California. What was that woman's name? She was one of the founders that worked with John Alexandra.
She was in the founding group for the Rudolf Steiner.
So that was her last loan here, and there was Anne, a woman with special needs, got asked to leave another community. Her mom was in Montpelier. She called us.
Yeah, she
Hey,
had
I'm
been
looking for a permanent place for my daughter.
She had been
You
in
know?
Beaver Run. She had been in the fellowship community. Her whole life had been in life sharing, and all of a sudden she was out on the streets, and she's a Vermonter.
Yeah.
So that was a no-brainer. That
So that's
She
why
lives
we
here.
definitely had to adjust. And now there's 31 people here in the community.
3 houses.
Yeah.
So how many people with special needs do you have?
There's 10 people with special needs.
Okay.
There is
How many
6
families is it then?
Well, there's 2 families. I have 4 children. This is the last house we just built last summer. There's 2 children over there as well. And then we have a lot of young volunteers. We have 8 volunteers. That is AmeriCorps students, or young German people from Germany. Other people just from different relationships, from different schools. And they stay usually for a year period.
Because I mean, it's so crazy. We are in such a connected world, and even though every one of us kind of feels lonely, and yeah, and I think it's just really, really important what's going on here, and I'm really amazed, and yeah, it's cool.